So I'm getting ready to take this rig off road. So I'm gonna take off this front flange before it gets broken off. It's gonna give me an extra inch of clearance, so that's nice. And then if I'm backing up, this front piece is gonna wanna grab, probably break off. So this truck's got the X31 package on it. So I've got the skid plate here, and then there's this plastic deflector. Probably doesn't do a whole lot. And then Rancho shocks all around, but there's no skid plate. This is the 10-speed automatic, so there's nothing really covering it, but then you do get a skid plate for the transfer case, which is nice. But the fuel tanks, they don't have anything on them. This is the DEF tank here, and then this is the diesel tank. So I did notice one thing here that's kind of cool is they've got a diesel fuel heat exchanger, and it looks like to me that they're using the glycol loop for the intercooler. So this is the intercooler radiator up here, and they've got a separate set of shrouds that are closed. So basically when the truck's warming up, they're keeping that intake air nice and hot to help warm up the motor and get better combustion, and at the same time they're warming up the diesel fuel, I'm pretty sure, to get better combustion when the engine's cold. So when the engine's nice and warm, then they cool down the diesel fuel and then cool down the intake, and obviously use it as an intercooler, so when you're hauling your trailer you're not going to overheat, stuff like that, and obviously gives you a little bit more horsepower. So I'm gonna pull this flange off and get ready to go. So I got that flange taken off, a little bit more clearance, and just gonna keep that from getting peeled backwards. And I put all the screws back in because I'm really good at losing stuff, so put them back where they go, and that's gonna hold that little clip in too, so that's gonna work good. So I'm gonna get her down and get on the road. Okay, I'm just on Forest Road here, and there's a bit of snow on it, and it's pretty much glare ice. There's quite a hill up here, so chaining the truck up. So I got my boomers at the front here, so when we drive over the chains, the link here will be hanging down, so it makes it a little bit easier. And then got all the cams loosened off and nothing's twisted, so it's gonna make it easy to drive onto these. Important thing is you want to hook up the inside hook first, and then you can pull all the slack to the outside. And I haven't even tightened any of the cams up, so I'm going to drive for about 100 meters and get them to loosen up, and then I'll tighten them up again here. So they're as tight as you're going to get them now, and the only slack I got is this little piece here. Don't need a bungee cord or anything, and I got lots of clearance on the inside. The only thing that can happen is that you can break one of these links, and if you're chewing and you got a lot of weight in the box, that's when you're gonna break one of these, or if you're going like 100 kilometers an hour. So that's kind of the only worry. If that were to happen, then you would cause like a lot of damage in your fender. But these are high quality chains, and this is a light duty truck, so that's built for a heavy duty tire. So these I'm not worried about that at all. So just wanted to show you guys what kind of traction I got. So there's a layer of snow on top of a layer of ice. That's what I'm driving on, and I'm on a hill right now, so it's I could go in two-wheel drive and get up this hill with these tire chains on. So it's just night and day. And these are good ice tires too. And I was coming up here earlier, and I just stopped because I didn't want to slide off the road. So the tire chains are amazing. So we're gonna test them out here, and I'll let you guys see what they sound like when we're going down the road. So I'm just gonna switch to two-wheel drive, and then we're gonna crawl up this guy. So this truck's got the locking rear diff, so we'll see if we can make up this hill. Slide, spinning out a little bit here, but it's a pretty good grade. chewing a little bit here, kind of scraping down to the bottom. But you can kind of hear the vibration a little bit. So I'm still chewing. I'm still going up here. You can see the traction controls coming on. So that locking diff's probably kicking in as well. But I just basically chewed my way up that little hill. And that was basically a sheet ice. So it's if you put a little bit of weight in the box, it's pretty crazy what the tire chains will do. Just going down the forest road here. And yeah, I'm doing about 40 kilometers an hour right now, and this is with the chains on, so really hardly, there's a small vibration, but it's not causing any damage or anything like that. And obviously totally worth it for the amount of traction you gain. So yeah, I'll try and get her up to 60 here. It actually gets quieter the faster you go, so works good. So I'm taking the tire chains off now. They work awesome. These V-bar trains are next level. So, you know, you got guys that don't have chains that are spinning out and they're throwing gravel down so they can try and get unstuck. Just throw the tire chains on and crawl through everything. It's awesome. I just got back home here. That was a fun little day trip. I'm excited to do a couple more of those. The conditions weren't ideal to be going out there with one vehicle, because if I got stuck, it wouldn't have been great trying to get out by myself. So next time I'll go with somebody, and then I can test out a couple more features like the hill descent control and then the different terrain modes. So if you like the video, like it, and if you want to see more content, subscribe.